Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of CSBJ TV. I'm your host, Greg Wilson, the owner and publisher of Connection Small Business Journal. You can follow us online at www.connectionssbj.com. You can follow us utilizing our Facebook page. Our Facebook page specifically is facebook.com connectionssbj. Wanted to record an impromptu video on adversity. Now it's a absolutely gorgeous day. We're outside. You see the trees behind us. You hear the birds chirping. But we are all dealing with that one word, and that one word again is adversity. Now, yes, I am a small business owner. Yes, I am an entrepreneur. But we all deal with adversity. This one word affects literally every aspect of our lives. If you're in college, if you are married couples, unmarried couples, if you're dating, if you are working in corporate America, if you are an entrepreneur, if you are a startup, we're all dealing with this one word, and that is adversity. Now, are we correctly dealing with it? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Perhaps you and I are doing the best job that we possibly can to deal with adversity. But I want to look at a strategy today. I want to encourage you to even follow this strategy. This is something that I've incorporated into my own personal and business life, and that word or that strategy is based on the word LEAD, L-E-A-D. Now, we know that it's an acronym, and we're going to go through each letter. And again, we want to encourage you to apply it to every aspect of your life, whether you're in business or not. So again, the word is LEAD. The acronym is LEAD. L is for listen. We want to listen to make sure that we understand the adversity when it comes. We've seen fires, but every fire did not start out massive as maybe it ended up. It started out with a spark. It started out by smoldering, all right? And large fires can be prevented if caught at the smoldering stage. So when we go through adversity, when adversity first comes into our life, we need to identify it as such, deal with it as such before it blows up and actually consumes us. But if we can deal with it early, if we listen and can catch it early, that will help you and I deal with adversity. Listen to yourself. Listen to the adversity when it comes. Identify it, and we can begin to deal with it. And I truly believe that a lot of adversity that we go through, we'll find ourselves going through the same thing over and over and over again. And I believe that we do that. Why? Because we are not handling adversity correctly when it comes. And we find ourselves repeating the same thing over and over and over again. So again, let's listen. We can catch the adversity when it first happens, when it's in the smoldering or the sparking stage, and we can quench that fire. We can stop that fire early on before it blows up and becomes something very massive and large. All right, so the next letter, E, explore. Now, this element stands for exploring both the origin and even the ownership of the particular situation. Sometimes we don't necessarily deal with it correctly. Why? Because if it's our fault, we don't accept ownership of it. All right, so let's accept ownership of it. Let's explore it. Let's accept ownership of it. And just know this, that people that actually accept ownership of a particular problem, once they actually go through the stage of accepting it, are able to deal with it effectively. But it's those times that we don't accept ownership of it, if we put it off or blame it on this one or blame it on that one or blame it on what we're going through, and we don't fully accept ownership of it, we really can't do anything about it. But if I accept ownership of it, I can then begin to correct the problem. Now, A is by far my favorite, and it means to analyze. Those that know me know that I'm very analytical. But it's important for us to take steps to analyze the thing that we're going through. It's very important for us to take steps to analyze even the evidence and to separate fact from assumptions. Now I want to read something specifically to you. It says, look at the limitations of the adversity itself, not the limitations you may face to improve the situation. Some of us look at what it's going to take to fix the problem. We look at all the things that it's going to take to get our hands around, if you will. All right, but I want to encourage you to look at the limitations of the adversity and not the limitations of what you and I have to go through to improve the situation. And finally, D, which is do something. Carefully, but do something. Be careful in it. Don't necessarily rush into a judgment type situation. Don't jump into it without first looking at it, but we must do something. If we don't correct the problem, if we don't deal with adversity correctly, we're going to find ourselves on a consistent basis going through the same thing over and over and over again. So D, do something. Think about what actions would help you overcome the adversity. If you're a small business owner, think about what actions it would help or would take to help overcome the adversity. You know, you may have to obtain financing, you may have to obtain this or that. If you're going through relationship problems, think about what actions it would actually take to help you overcome the adversity that's going through your personal life. If you're in corporate America and maybe you're going through with a particular boss situation, or you want that next promotion, and you're going through an adverse situation, let's look at what actions you can take to help you overcome the adversity. So you and I today can overcome adversity by following this acronym, and that acronym again is the word LEAD. L, listen. E, explore. A, analyze. And D, do something. This is Greg Wilson. I hope that this video actually encouraged you, and I would encourage you to follow us again online, www.connectionssbj.com. You can find us on Facebook page is facebook.com/connectionssbj. And maybe you want to reach out to me directly. My telephone number, I'll go ahead and list that, 706-289-7863. You and I can overcome adversity if we lead.